let's make it a good day. We do it our own
Beautiful
way.
day today. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, let's make it a good day.
Welcome back. There are countless ways to make a batch of cookies, whether it's crispy, cakey, you like it doughy, whatever. We all have our favorites. Our guest today is an expert baker and knows a thing or two or four or 10 about the perfect cookie. Her brand new cookbook right here is called Zoë Bakes Cookies. It has easy to follow recipes for 75 cookies and bars, as we call them here in Minnesota. They're not bars, they're burrs. The book is already a New York Times bestseller. Audience, give it up for Zoë François, everybody. Have a seat, friend.
Thank you.
Welcome to the new set.
I know, it's so comfortable.
Wow. How you doing?
I'm great.
Okay, I got to start with this. You got to settle a debate because you're the cookie queen.
All right.
True or false?
No pressure.
True
Okay.
or false? Oatmeal cookies are the work of the devil.
I
Oatmeal
love them.
raisin cookies.
What?
I do not like I think they're the worst cookies, Zoe.
I can't
What,
believe-
audience? No? Oh, okay.
No, you don't like
No.
them? Oh, I love an oatmeal cookie. I love an oatmeal raisin. Okay, so here, this might help you.
Okay.
I soak the raisins in rum.
Okay. Zoe, suddenly I'm a fan.
Yeah, you got
I'm a fan.
Right. You got to soak because it does two things. One, it adds rum.
Yeah.
And two, it plumps up the raisins so they're not like these dried, desiccated, crazy little things in there. They're like plump and nice and sweet and juicy.
You have completely changed my mind now about oatmeal raisin cookies. Okay, first of all, I love a beautiful cup. This is just a beautiful cover right here.
Thank you.
This must have been a labor of love. What started this?
Well, okay, so I started a cookie company when I was in college. It was kind of by accident. I was made to take a math class, and instead, I took a business class and had to write a business proposal. And so I wrote one about cookies. It was like Mrs. Fields and Famous Amos, that era. And I was like, this sounds like so much more fun than college. So I dropped.
Oh, is this your cookie cart?
Yes, yes.
Oh my, Zoe, look at that.
That's it. That's little baby Zoe. That's a long time ago. So I did that. I did end up going back and graduating, but I did this. So I always knew, because it was my start, that I would do a cookie book.
Yeah.
But I did the cake book first and 8 bread books. And
Yeah.
so this one is absolutely like my origin story, and my love of baking came from cookies, and so it just had to be.
I was going to say, because you've expertly woven, there's a lot of family history in
Yeah.
this book. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I discovered things about myself and my family through writing this book that I had no idea about. It was so crazy. My grandmother had sent me recipes like a dozen years ago. I made them and never really thought that much about it. And then when I went to write this book, I called my mom, because my grandmother had passed away, and asked her about those cookies. It turns out that my great-great-grandmother baked these cookies in Kyiv. And she was doing it, one, because bakers love to bring joy to their community, but also to raise money to move to America. So I would literally not be here. Isn't that amazing?
Zoe.
Yeah. I would not be here if it weren't for those cookies. And I had no idea that this was part of my DNA, partly because my mom doesn't bake. So I didn't realize that it had skipped a couple generations to get to me. But yeah, it was stories like that that just kept coming and coming. And so this book is my love affair of cookies, but also it's really a story about my life and how baking has really shaped who I am. And I feel like that's true of so many people.
I was just going to say the same thing, because so many memories for all of us are wrapped up. Like when I think of Thanksgivings, I think of my Aunt Pat. When I think of the biscuits that I make, I think of my Papa. And he was, and I found out, like you, I found out that he made these biscuits for the Tennessee coal miners, and then he was a moonshine runner after he would make the biscuits. So it was like, here boys, here's some carbs and some liquor. Yeah, you know. So really quick, before we're going to move over to the kitchen in a minute, but I want to ask you, because we have just a little bit left in this segment. All of us here, well, maybe not all of us, will never experience what it's like to have your name started with New York Times bestseller. What was that like? You know what I mean? What was that? What is that like? That's a big deal.
It was a huge deal. My entire team at the publishing house got on a FaceTime, so there was like 32 faces on the phone, and they announced it to me, and I nearly fell over. There was crying, laughing, dancing. The whole thing happened.
There should be all of that. More with Zoe right after this. Back in a moment. I love that. You said that about your grandma, and I immediately went, my Uncle Ed did research. Yeah.
Let's make it.
Come back. Oh, yes. More now with Zoe. She's showing us how to make her perfect chocolate chip cookies. Okay.
Yes.
And I know Aaron was pointing out the audience cannot stop staring at that side of the table. So so how can I help? What are we doing?
Okay, we're gonna mix up the dough.
Okay.
The reason, you're just gonna cream these things together.
Okay.
So I have butter and I have shortening in there, because shortening doesn't spread as much, and I like the texture that it gives. The reason I call these the perfect cookies is because I want people to use the book to make their perfect cookies. So I have a chapter that has what's called the cookie lab. So if you add more sugar, you get a crunchier cookie. If you add more flour, you get a cakier. So I want people to make this cookie their own.
I love that.
Okay, so I have to admit to you that I meant to bring a hand mixer and forgot it.
You know what? It's all right. We can do it. You know what? The Pilgrims didn't have that. You know what I mean? They didn't. People made cookies forever. They didn't have a They didn't have a Walmart. We can do it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing I love about cookies, is you don't actually need that much equipment to get it done. So.
Can I ask you a question about the mixing of both butter and shortening?
Yes.
Would you only do that? This is a general baking question, because I've always only done either or. Referencing.
I'm gonna get in there a little bit.
Okay, you do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
no, but do you often, is there another recipe, a baking thing that you would mix butter and shortening?
Well, okay, so.
Because what's the advantage of it?
So butter is all about the delicious flavor of it, but it spreads a lot in the oven. And so by adding a little bit of the shortening, you get the flavor of the butter, but you get the texture of the shortening.
Oh.
Yeah. So
if you don't want, if it was just butter, the cookie would spread a lot.
More. Yes. Exactly.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So the shortening keeps the shape a little better.
That's right. It just makes it a little bit crunchier, a little bit, yes, exactly, from spreading too much. And the same can be done by adding more sugar. You're going to get like a lacy, crispy cookie, or adding the flour. So just by changing the ingredients, just the tiniest bit, you can create the kind of chocolate chip cookie that you love. So, okay, the other thing that I have discovered recently is this baking salt.
Okay.
And it is kosher salt, but it's really, really finely ground. So along with the
I thought that was baking powder.
No, but look at how fine it is. So it absorbs into your cookie batter really, really well. I love it, because I think that...
the audience is so good, they're oohing for salt. I love that.
I am right there
I'm with you.
I'm there because I feel like the contrast of the sweet and the salt has to be perfect.
Perfect, yes.
You don't get the sweetness if you don't have the saltiness.
Here's another question.
Yeah.
Can I use this baking salt? Can we use this in more than just cookies?
Oh, absolutely.
Like I could probably
use it in everything.
And can I just usually I get notifications. This is how beautiful your cookies are. Usually the producers tell me I have to wrap. I have a minute to go. The producer literally just wrote on a board, the Fox executive upstairs wants a cookie.
Oh. Okay, I know. That's awesome.
Literally, it's usually I just get time codes. Today, the big boss wants a Zoë cookie.
That's
great.
Amazing. Okay, so we're gonna add our chocolate. People like a lot of chocolate or they like a little bit of chocolate. I say you do you, but what I want to show you is that I usually reserve some chocolate to put on the top so you get these beautiful pools.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's finish this up a little bit later because we've got to see the finished product. Okay. Give it up for Zoë. Zoë will be back at the end of the show. For this cookie recipe and more, grab her cookbook, Zoë Bakes Cookies. And to the executive upstairs, cookies are on the way. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody. I can't wait to see this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Welcome back. John, no cookie for you, John. We're back with Zoë François, Zoë Bakes Cookies. Get it wherever books are sold. Okay, enough chatting.
Yep.
Is this the finished result?
Yes.
Look at that.
Have at it. Yes.
Aaron?
Yeah.
What are you doing over there? Are you trying to barter with the audience members? Look at that.
I think she's made promises.
Ladies first, Aaron. You go ahead first.
Help yourself.
Yeah,
Why,
you go
thank
ahead.
you. I sure will.
I will too.
I'm going to too.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I said we have a very fancy executive in the building today, and he literally sent word from on high to get him a plate. And because Fox spent so much money on the set, we can't afford proper plates. So we just have paper plates for the fancy executive man. So there's his cookie. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Zoë.
This isn't fair to any other cookie.
Oh, you're right. This isn't fair to any other cookie.
Oh.
Zoë.
Enjoy. Yay!
That's
You know
so
what?
delicious.
I'm going to eat Steven's cookie. Yeah. I'm going to eat the executive's cookie too.
Terrific.
Oh, congratulations on everything.
Thank you. It's so nice.
I just wanted to see if you were going to say anything or you were going to just keep chewing. Yeah.
It's with the chocolate
There we
and the
go.
teeth.
Hey, tomorrow on the show, it's something all women go through as they get older. Fallon. Let me finish the tease, Aaron. Fallon returns with a doctor to talk about what everyone needs to know about early menopause. That's tomorrow. That's right. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Thanks to Zoë. Thanks to you. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.